Okay, so for today's fun video, you can see I've done more preparation than I've ever done for any other YouTube video, but I figured there wasn't a very good video showing this, and so I might as well make a video as best I can. And as much as showing you, it's nice for me to go back to if I'm ever kind of wanting to know what the results should look like, and then I've got something to look at. So we've basically, what we're going to do today is we're going to test various solutions for gold in solution. So check whether there is gold in solution. And so obviously what we're doing is we've got no gold on the left. Then we've got what I call a concentrated gold solution, which is basically just comes from my waste gold bottle, for lack of a better description, which is basically just all of the leftover bits of gold, like if I find a few foils that I missed somewhere or something like that, I just chuck them into that bottle, and there's a weak aqua regia solution in there that just dissolves it all slowly. It's not heated or anything like that. As well as you can see in here, oops, we've got all my old filter papers and things like that I use to filter other solutions, rather than try and wash the excess gold out of them with heaps of water, thereby diluting my solutions quite a lot and forcing longer evaporations. I find it's easier just to put the dirty filter in here. You'll see if you look on the bottom there's quite a lot of it's not very visible in this, there's a bit of junk in the bottom of this, like fiberglass and stuff like that, but that's no problem, that'll get dealt with at some point. So we've got, I've taken that solution and I've actually added a couple of drops of solution and a couple of drops of water in these two. Then what I've done is I've taken 100 milliliters of water, and so that's clean filtered distilled water, and then I've added 2 drops, or was it, I think 5 drops, I'm lying. I added 5 drops of this solution into 100 milliliter water, and that's what we call the dilute gold solution here. So that's getting, this stuff here is probably only 1 gram a liter or so. This is now getting very dilute. And on the right here we've got my unknown solution. So the reason I'm doing this is because this is the solution that I talked about in the panning video that I dropped the gold out of, and it's still got a bit of a green color, as you can see there. And so I knew I was missing a little bit of gold, and so I thought, well, I might do some tests on that to see if I can figure out whether the gold is actually in that solution. Now you see I'm not wearing gloves today. We're only going to be dealing with very small amounts of very dilute acids here, so not a big deal. Eye protection is definitely still recommended in this case, because a drop of acid on your hand is not going to do very much. A drop of acid in your eye can vary from extremely painful to blindness. So yeah, so let's crack on with it. So up the top here we're going to do a Stannous chloride test. I hope that's visible on the video. I'm quite far away there. What I'll do is I'll move them closer to the camera for inspection. So Stannous chloride, which is tin 2 chloride, SnCl2, and on the bottom we're going to use Copperas. I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation, but it's iron sulfate, so iron 2 sulfate FeSO4. And yeah, so let's crack on with this. So I've got my Stannous chloride solution here, basically just dissolved 1 gram of pure tin into about 10 milliliters of concentrated hydrochloric acid, and that's what you end up with here. Probably did this about a week or so ago, so it's not going to be the freshest, but it's going to be good enough probably to do the test. So let's give each solution up the top a couple of drops. So no gold, which is just water. 2. Then, as you can see there, nice reaction from the concentrated gold, and from the dilute gold. Not sure if we're going to see a reaction there. I might have overdone the dilution. And then from my unknown solution. Okay, so give them all a little bit of a A little bit of a shake to mix. See, there's a little bit of a reaction happening there with my unknown solution as well. Obviously no reaction with the no gold. You'll see there are little black specks in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, my hand out of the way, if you'll be able to see the black specks. I think that's just the undissolved tin left in the bottom. Okay, then from the hardware store I bought some lawn moss and mold killer, which is the Copperas iron 2 sulfate, and so we're going to add just a pinch of that, just with my fingers into it. It's a yucky green powder like that, like some crystals. So no gold, give it a little bit of a pinch, expect nothing much to happen. Concentrated gold, so the Copperas will actually drop gold out of solution, so that's what's actually I'm expecting to happen there. Not sure how long it takes. We'll try the dilute gold. Excuse me, and we'll try the unknown solution. Okay, so if you read your Refining Precious Metal Wastes by C.M. Hoke, she talks about looking for a brown cloud forming basically as the gold drops out of solution. So we'll just give that a little bit of a stir there, a little bit of a stir here. Same with the dilute gold solution, which I think I may have overdone the dilution of a little bit in my unknown solution. Okay. So, if we then start comparing things, even at this distance from the camera, the concentrated gold solution has gone very dark, as you can see there. Obviously, I'd say precious metal in solution. If you look at the smear on the left of your screen there, definitely some purple visible. Purple is the color we're looking for gold with Stannous Chloride. The biggest pain that I have with Stannous Chloride is that it doesn't detect gold. What it does do is it detects a lot of precious metals with various colors. If we look at the dilute gold, that's obviously, I'd say 5 drops in 100 milliliters is getting to be undetectable of whatever concentration I have in there. What I might do is, just for fun, as I think at the end what we'll do is we'll add just a smidgen of an extra drop into these ones, so we can get some result at least out of that. Now, interestingly enough, you will see here that my unknown solution, which I believe I've dropped all the gold off of, has got a little bit of a reaction going there. Color reddish, hard to tell on the video. I'd say more red than anything else. Now, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. The red color, I believe, is platinum in the, and this is the problem with Stannous Chloride and inexperience, is I can't look at that and decide whether that's got gold or just other precious metals in it. Now, which is why we move on to the Copperas. So we'll see water with Copperas gives this dull green, a little bit of contamination, but pretty much a dull green solution. The concentrated gold with the Copperas, if you look underneath, you can actually see how the gold powder has settled out on the bottom if I move the drop out of the way, which is quite interesting. So you see the gold powder on the bottom there because we've precipitated the gold out. Dilute gold, I think just as with the Stannous Chloride, we're past the point of being able to tell. There's a little bit of color actually in that one. If we look on the left there where the drop is left, it tends to leave a little bit of a color there, but it would be very difficult to tell for sure. So there's definitely not, it's too dilute to detect with this test I'm doing here. And my unknown, which is the one we really care about, you will see probably only about the same amount of color as in the extremely dilute, which is pretty much what I expect from a solution where I've already dropped the gold out. There is definitely doesn't appear to be any gold settling out like with the concentrated gold, at least. Now I know that I'm looking for about 3 grams of gold, which means that my 3 grams of gold are probably not going to be contained in this unknown container. Okay, let me just quickly grab some gloves if I'm going to be opening up the acid, and then I'll be back in a minute and we will add a drop of gold solution to the dilute gold as well, just to up that a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I'm back, got some gloves, got my stir stick. This stir stick's only been used for water and for gold solution, so that's going to be no problem. Don't really want your stir stick that's been in your Stannous chloride to be into your gold solution. So we give it 1 drop in there, and you can just see the instantaneous reaction. So I've kind of screwed up the dilution here a little. I've gone from way too, get that drop, there we go, and you can see the reaction with the copperas as well. I've gone from way too concentrated, so way too dilute to way too concentrated, really there to have a meaningful taste. It would be quite nice, and what I might do next is I might make different concentrations of this gold solution, just so we can get some idea of how the color will vary. But you can see here that just 1 drop into probably about 10 drops gives a 1 to 10 dilution. Doesn't really tell us much, because that's almost, it's not as good as not quite as dark as the concentrated one, which is a very deep color, but it goes to show that this unknown here, which looks almost the same as the dilute gold, I believe does not actually have any gold in it, which is where the Stannous chloride test has its limitations when you're dealing with E-scrap that has a lot of different precious metals in it.